And we're set. Welcome. We're back here with our friend Dean Saddoris, who has been our third wheel media critic.
Yeah,
the movie expert.
Himself. Yeah.
Third
critically
middle
acclaimed.
seat. I'm in the middle seat of the plane.
Yes. And we're talking about basically a throwback documentary today. Very throwback.
2012?
2012. Hungry for Change.
That was an area I was watching every food thing in the world because I was trying to obviously just be the best personal trainer on the planet. And this is one I'd never watched.
13 years old.
And what's crazy about it, this is like a super well-reviewed documentary. And I think that some of that is literally that whoever is behind it.
Yeah, propaganda.
Made sure that all of the, influencers of the time, blogs, websites, whatever.
The blogs were big. 2012 blogs.
Yeah,
every
vegan blog probably just threw down on this.
Yeah, and if you look up, my iPad is dead, so we're not on the screen in the same way today. I'm on my phone.
Was this like the vegan Atkins era? What was Atkins era? Was that
Atkins,
earlier?
Yeah, Atkins more like 90s.
Yeah, Atkins was.
Well,
more
even
90s.
remember Subway though was brought back the Atkins
for sure
era.
Yeah,
no, it
for
sure came back. But yeah, the book Atkins exploded in the 90s. This was definitely if you had to choose pop wise, probably the vegan vegetarian era, pop wise.
This I think this one somewhat predates Forks Over Knives,
and it predates one that I think we covered here with the Aussie guest.
Yeah,
and he does what's the Family Guy joke when he's they say the title in the movie and he freaks out, Oh, you know what I'm talking about? You've seen that Family Guy. He says the title of his own movie.
He says the title.
Yeah. Sick.
It's a fat, sick, and out of and
something.
nearly dead.
Yeah, fat, sick, and nearly dead. And the guy,
we did do that one early on.
but I think that's past this.
Yeah.
So this guy's interviewed in this, drops his own movie title, and then they go make a movie about him later. It's the Aussie guy. I don't know if you'd seen Fat, Sick, and Nearly
I've
Dead.
never seen that.
Yeah, but the Aussie interview that they do quite a few times. And I do think, that documentary was almost louder vegan propaganda. And we have nothing against vegans by any means before we start that. I call it propaganda because,
it's put on by those people.
When you're it's I'm feeling, especially even how this thing's edited, I'm feeling like they're trying to convert me. They put me in a white room and they watch me this, and 40 minutes of it's normal talk, and then all of a sudden they take the veil off. Wizard of Oz is out and vegan.
Yeah.
Because the first 40 they kind of slip you into it.
Sugar's bad.
Yeah, they slip you. Okay, fat. Okay. It was also
Food is directly linked with mental health.
I think
2012.
Okay,
we're saying things that are true.
Yeah, 08 to 2015. Not only in our world, but I think main world was more paleo than vegan even. Because people did. Because then they started battling sugar for no reason. Not for no reason, but they started battling sugar. I mean, all of it's just so zoomed in.
You lost your screen.
Yeah, I'm just going to probably keep losing it.
Okay.
All of it's just so zoomed in. These people don't have any logic when they think, and I'm sure some of them are smarter on a molecular level than me, but they're just always picking an enemy. And as soon as you pick an enemy, to me, it's a red flag that you're starting a cult.
Yeah.
Nothing's, what the sugar's not the enemy. We need some moderation.
But the best part about it too, it's also okay, but making an obese person just chugging fucking fruit all day out of it, that is no different.
It's no
sugar, dude.
Who's taking a basil shake? That fool's throwing basil and cilantro in a shake.
I think I must have fallen asleep for that part because I don't remember that.
Dude, when they're explaining the juicing, because juicing was bigger in obviously early 2Ks.
I think I zoned out during the
Dude,
juicing.
they're throwing basil and cilantro because it detoxifies. And that's the other thing. They're trying to be all sciencey, and then you're saying detox. I'm like, and maybe a little bit I'm triggered by that word because there is some of it, but you're not detoxing shit, bitch.
Structurally this one's very weird, but they go sugar's the devil, sugar is heroin, whatever.
Oh God, how many times do they say that?
A lot.
Yeah. That lady just loved that. She had that was her thing. She's like, I got this in my pocket. She wrote it down that day before her interview.
That's what I'm saying. That's what makes it feel so culty.
Yeah, that she was weird.
Yeah.
She was a true believer on.
Yeah, they made her the edgy
level.
one. She was the edgy one.
Yeah, the only one dude I liked was
on edge.
the kind of bald white dude, and I didn't like everything he said, but at least he spoke a little more toned down. Not bald, but shaved head, gray hair.
Yeah.
I forgot his name, but he said some semi-normal shit.
You have a tech problem, Dean?
Yeah.
Oh, you disconnected?
We're good.
Okay. Yeah, sugar's bad. Additives are bad.
Yep.
Which kind of shows the age of this documentary.
Sure.
As far as like the aspartame studies and shit.
Aspartame. Yeah,
they made that way.
That
crazy.
is such complete bullshit.
Yeah. We know like, oh, that actually was 100% wrong.
That was a huge thing in the 90s too, I feel like. Like they were just battling aspartame being the worst thing on the planet for you.
Cleanses.
It's killing you.
Yeah.
What else? It was like a rogues gallery of weird ass, untrue, jump to the wrong conclusion, nutritional shit.
Yeah, the other big red flag is like they don't mention exercise or lifting weights till like 50 minutes in.
Yeah,
It's not like one mention.
I don't
They're just
remember them
battling
even saying it at
Bro,
all.
they said it like once.
one time.
Yeah, one lady I think mentioned it very. And if you combine that with like, shut the fuck up.
They did like little in-depth bits about each one of the things that they're fear mongering about.
Yeah.
Really, it's fear appeal.
Yeah.
One after another, and then at some point they start to just fucking mix them.
Yeah.
Just like this one. Here's this one. Here's this one. Here's
That
this
dude-
one. Over and over and over again.
Dude just battling chocolate milk for half an hour on stage,
Oh, the TED
dumping
Talk.
sugar.
The
It's
TED
a
Talk.
TED Talk just battling chocolate milk.
I
He's like,
loved
and
the
that's just
visual,
chocolate
though.
milk sugar.
I did love the visual of the wheelbarrow full of sugar cubes.
That's just chocolate milk. 1 year, 1 week, 1 month,
Yeah.
1 year.
Think of that's the shortest TED Talk ever. Think about how much money he put in the pockets of Big Sugar though for that demonstration.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. He had to buy it all.
high fructose corn syrup. That's another one that was the demon.
It's
the
hard not
dead
to jump
devil.
around reviewing it because how bad it jumped around.
It jumped
in
around
general.
so much. Like there's no straightforward structure. The only like through line is the scenes of this crazy woman. Like
Was she a psychologist? What was she?
Oh yeah, the fake story.
the fake story. Yeah.
The random chick hitting on her elevator coworker.
Oh my God! I didn't want to say it.
I thought a porn was about to start. I thought they were just about to in that elevator.
The very end of the entire documentary.
Yeah.
No, that was cute. That was a good wrap up.
When she goes,
I'll tell him.
actually, it doesn't even matter anymore.
Yeah.
After she like coughed and he's like, "Did you say something?" Actually, it doesn't matter
No,
anymore.
I
was like,
ordered myself
"What?"
a rabbit. I'm gonna spend the evening at home alone.
You're just like, wait a second.
What I don't understand is like there's obviously money behind these things and they got popular. Forks Over Knives, this, Dead Sick and Nearly Sick or whatever the fuck. All these movies like make a wave, especially in our space, but even in the world. You know, people will talk about these things, especially in this era. I feel like because they were like Netflix didn't update that much, so you get something like this and be #1 on Netflix.
Yeah.
because
for like a
right
weeks.
because all they had was like season 1 of Stranger Things or something. There wasn't all this competition, so these things would really win a lot of eyes and a lot of popularity, and so there's money involved. I don't know how much, but how are
Back
they?
then, you could definitely make a lot of money on a doc like that.
And I feel like they put money into it. You know,
Yeah.
like this wasn't like poorly edited per se. Obviously, it's outdated, but
It's just dated,
the issue is the style and the emotional story is so corporate and bad. There's no way because clearly they're trying to convert somebody to drop sugar.
Yeah.
There's not an inkling. And obviously, I'm a little bit well versed in battling, gurus and gimmicks and scams. But still, there's not even an inkling of like emotional ties that win me over. Like it's edited so poorly, it literally feels like if you were to go work for like Big Legume, and you're hired day one, they put you in an office and force you to watch that. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, I mean they were showing this in schools. And they were.
Yeah, that's what it felt like.
Exactly.
But that's exactly my point. Is that's the worst thing to show a kid. That's not going to win any kid over. Like, do something cool.
That looks like something you would have to sit down and watch in your like biology class or some shit
for
like,
a fucking hour and a half.
Well, do nothing though is my point.
Maybe that's the whole thing. Or maybe they made it to sell to the fucking school
If
district.
it's a money game,
you know what I mean?
If it's a money game, that's it, and that's
sure,
genius.
probably.
But why wouldn't you want to make a movie to make change? Like it's so bad.
Oh,
and
no one cares about us, Mike.
But all of them are so bad. Yeah. No, but even if their goal is wrong, right? Even if they're trying to make us all vegan, not wrong, but not what I think is best.
Yeah.
Even if you're trying to go all vegan and force the world to be vegan, or you think that's truly the best, you're doing it so poorly. That's my point, right? Like it's not entertaining. It's not emotionally ties.
Mm-hmm.
Like they could have done a story on a real person like that chick.
Yeah.
And at least try to draw something. The editing's so bad. The music's crazy.
Music's terrible.
The music's like you're in like some shitty, backdoor church or something.
It's like you're at like a Scientology like orientation.
Literally, and it's got the 90s school day background. You know, the marbled background looking shits.
What is
for all the interviews?
Is this an episode of Ancient Aliens? What is it?
Yeah, that's how it kind of felt.
They did have an alien quality to them. Some of their
They're
experts.
all lizard people.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them are a little glass-eyed too. Swear to God.
No, yeah.
I think
they're all in on this like wrong concept.
Yeah.
Well, all in is a very important point here, because these folks are many of them portrayed as experts, and some of them we don't know who the fuck they are.
No, like gave their name.
Anybody could call themselves an expert back in 2012.
But you know, like doctor in front of their name or whatever. What kind of doctor?
No,
are
they're
you?
all chiropractors or something.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Pseudoscience.
I didn't look that up, but it feels that way. But they speaking so emphatically, so black and white about these things, where like real people who deal with science and medicine, they reserve the black and white for the things that are pretty well damned established, and not, well, we don't know.
But even that, even the best researchers I know always say like, as of right now, it looks like.
Yeah.
Because like anything can happen.
But
like,
you know, maybe it was directed towards showing, like, back to the school kids.
It probably
right?
was.
Like, it was made where anybody could understand it and be persuaded by it.
But that's my point.
At any
is that,
level of intelligence.
Like the level of persuasion still like 2 out of 10. It's so bad.
Yeah. Well, for an adult like us, but like for like a 12 or 13-year-old kid in school, like,
well,
they might
they're
be
definitely.
like, oh my God, I'm dying if I keep eating.
I
all
don't
this
think
stuff.
so, dude. They showed me like Super Size Me and all that, and that didn't fault me once. And that's even a better story, right? Like Super Size Me in hindsight, like as just a movie, isn't that bad. It's like one of the better documentaries, I think, because at least there's a story.
It is more entertaining,
right?
For sure.
It's got the nostalgia factor.
Yeah,
but
you're gonna like watch it, even if you watched it. You seen it, Sebas? Yeah. Like it's like put together well. It's following one guy. They have funny little cartoons.
Yeah.
They like play into the corny. They don't try to do like a real chart. They do like a silly one. Like the general style will make you want to watch it and believe that this dude who did end up dying, but is gonna die from whatever anyways. This has, I feel like, nobody, unless someone's so lost in their nutritional path, would be persuaded by this.
Yeah.
Morgan Spurlock was a performer. None of these people they're performative, but not performers.
But even that, like good
entertainers.
But a good like doctor has to present somewhere, right? Like you presented to like you should be good at talking. I forgot who else. It was political, so we don't have to dive too deep. But I was watching a financial political thing, and a guy who's currently in some admin stuff, and he basically said like, I hire talkers because that's the future. Like if you can talk well and you can move the room, like I can feed you the right info and we can direct you places, which is just so true everywhere, right? Like if Sebas was bad with people, he wouldn't be running our front desk. He's great with people. Same with Kyle. Like that's any job anywhere. Like your product is only as good as how you can communicate it. And so like for these people to be doctors of molecular veganism, detoxification, but they can't express why it's cool or why you should actually do it, like then I think they suck.
Yeah. I would 100% agree that they suck. There wasn't anyone that moved the needle. But for us, and this is 12 years after the fact and all. But I wouldn't have bought it then either.
No,
I mean because we just know
I was
better.
trying to find a way to like justify it, but I was just lying to myself.
Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead's a better movie because they follow one guy's story again. It's not like a made-up script of this chick hitting on a guy in the elevator.
Just false accusations that all this stuff was cured. All these cancers were cured by vegetables.
Yeah,
it's like what the actual?
Yeah,
you're not going to talk about all the other procedures and chemo and all this other shit they probably did that you're just not talking about.
Sometimes, so when you're a real expert, right? The golden rule is like if you can explain it to a 5-year-old or whatever, right? That you can take something so complex and you can. But the other issue with that is that if you're public and you only know so much, you can only describe it like a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
So these guys literally said like, cilantro goes through your gut and takes all the toxins on your gut. I'm like, look, man, I'm not like a gut biologist, but like there's got to be something else there. Like it's not just like mopping the floor with my intestines and now don't have cancer or I don't have mercury or I don't have whatever.
It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, like there's just no way. And some of their stuff's fine, right? Like, fiber's probably underdone in America. Sugar's probably overdone in America. Like,
it was very fucking generic information mixed with propaganda.
I just the worst part is how the propaganda just flipped. I like felt it, like I could hear dark music in my head because it really was like 45 minutes, more than halfway through the movie, and then all of a sudden they're like, vegetables. Like the lights dim.
Yeah. And then you're like, okay, there's the cover. There's the
Here
cover.
we're now. Yeah.
There's the cover of the doc. Okay, now I get.
They don't
point.
even mention like protein.
No, they don't think they ever said the word protein.
The guy did once in like a negative term in a way. The guy was like, "Yeah, we're just moving the scales of these calories."
Protein, schmotein.
Yeah.
Not important.
And meanwhile, they're all just fat blobs.
Yeah,
They're
was
just all
about,
skinny fat.
Yeah, that's exactly. None of them had any muscle mass of any kind.
Yeah, he said high protein diets, low protein diets, high carb diets.
Yeah.
High fat.
Fat
diets.
is the devil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. And I do get it, right? Because the 90s, again, it was like mainstream.
It was jogging and vegetables.
When the government was pushing low fat shit on you, but like also their like straight definitions were wrong. They're like, oh, anything like low fat has more sugar in it, which just is not true either. Like by percentage, because you took the fat out, but it's not like cereal. They took the fat out of wheat and added more sugar. They just added sugar. It's just fucking sugar wheat.
Yeah,
like, but they made it seem like, oh, anything that says low fat is just. Like,
it's going to also make you fatter, they said.
Right.
They said that low fat and zero sugar stuff makes you fatter.
Right,
which is that's not true at all.
Yeah, which is literally backwards. There's actually like a limit of how low your fat is that you can handle more sugar and carbs than without.
Yeah, and
pure calories, obviously.
It's like also, where are you getting this where are you getting this information first off? And number two, it's like, okay, maybe somebody that's already has a eating problem that likes diet stuff, like that's maybe where they're getting that data. You know what I mean? But like, because the diet drinks are sweeter, so a lot of people that have sugar cravings or that have, eating problems, they tend to drink diet soda because it's sweeter.
Right. Part of the issue is that with all this stuff, and it's gone on forever and it'll go on forever, is they don't isolate their actual argument. So they'll say people who switched to diet sodas gained more weight. And that may be true. I haven't looked at the stats. But you know why it's true is because they switched to diet soda, then they justified the ice cream sundae. Where before they'd have the regular soda and they wouldn't justify that extra large super size.
I had the diet 2 liter today. I can have that pint.
And that's just literally how it works. But the diet soda is again, correlation versus causation. They didn't mention any of that because they're probably not real scientists. They didn't dig into what actually is happening. They would state a fact like that and then move on. And then also they said some crazy stat like Diet Coke drinkers on average drink like 3 liters a day or something. They're like, if they drink diet sodas, its average is 3 liters. I'm like, bro, I drink a lot of diet shit. That's a lot of liquid.
That's a lot of liquid. Yeah,
that's a 2 liter and a half.
Yeah, that's a lot of fucking liquid.
Going to get a pizza and a 2 liter for yourself, and then drinking another half.
It's insane. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. And obviously, this is never going to happen. But it's probably why podcasts and other mediums are more popular, because like, why can't we get 2 heads on there that don't agree? Can't we just, and even if you are propagandizing, like if you truly believe in what you're doing, I'm bringing at least one person that's a counter argument, because if I truly believe in what I'm doing, he's only going to make me look more right.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you're truthful about your, if you're real about your truths, you bring one motherfucker on there that disagrees, you bring a carnivore motherfucker on there, and you can fight it.
There was no dissent at all.
No,
everybody
nothing.
was on the same weird page. And these are things. These are the same fucking things that we see on social media all the time now.
Yeah.
Stated as fact when they are not fact.
Yeah. Well, did you watch it, Sebas, or no?
No, I didn't.
Oh, I don't know if I texted to you. Yeah, don't. But I thought Sebas were like, because the lighting, like all of it does feel like a weird
school movie.
Yeah, like a weird religious one. Like it really does kind of, the lights kind of weird. They're all sitting kind of weird. It does just feel kind of spooky. All like dead-eyed spooky.
Have you ever walked past the Scientology one by Golden One, the building?
Yeah, every day.
Like they'll have like those videos just playing inside.
Yeah.
Like that's what they look like.
Have you seen that? Going Clear? Oh, totally unrelated to the show, but we could do it. Going Clear.
We could do it.
It's so good. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it.
Oh,
I've heard that
deep
it's
dive
really
into a cult segment. We only do cults.
It's deep dive into Scientology. Oh, we did the one cult, the fat loss cult.
Yeah,
that was good.
That one was good.
We did the lady in Tennessee that shamed people that God doesn't let you into heaven if you're fat,
and then
she became a billionaire.
I like that.
No, it's great. I bought the book right after.
I can get behind that one.
No, the Scientology one's pretty good because they grab who's the redheaded lady? So Tom Cruise, obviously, Travolta, but there's a redheaded lady who's kind of a comedian.
Oh, she like got out.
Yeah.
I
Leah
did
Remini.
see that. I watched that.
She does a lot of the interviews.
Oh, okay.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I did see that. Kelsey was watching that
Bro, it's
a little
good.
bit ago.
It's good because you see a real insider that like got out.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of these cult stuff you'll just be seeing from the outside and you don't really know. This lady's letting you know.
She's the wife in the what's that King?
Yeah,
of,
some sitcom, right?
King of what's it called?
Not King of the Hill.
No,
King of Queens.
King of Queens.
King of Queens.
Yeah, she got out barely,
Yeah.
and now started exposing everybody.
Yeah.
You guys ever heard of Braille skateboards? Remember like the YouTube channel Braille?
Yeah.
Dude, watch that documentary on that guy about Scientology.
It just recently came out, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was. I watched the whole thing. He apparently got wrapped up in started climbing the ranks big time in Scientology, and like the brand got destroyed. And
Was he worth a bunch of money?
he was spending all the money from the company into the Scientology, all the courses you got to take that are like 200 G's to get your level 3.
Yeah, you literally level up.
Yeah, and it's all pay to play on the level up system.
No, yeah.
And then he became like some like high profile dude in like the LA chapter of Scientology now, and the whole thing. It's a crazy documentary. If you grew up watching those videos.
Elron Hubbard? What's his name?
Elrond.
Elron.
Elrond is the elf in
Elron.
Elron
Hubbard.
Elron.
Yeah.
So I think the L is an initial.
Yes.
Wasn't Samuel L. in Scientology too?
Don't bring my guy in there.
I thought he was.
I don't know. I hope not.
Who?
Samuel L. Jackson.
I don't think so.
No?
Yeah, don't
Could be
bring
wrong.
my guy in there.
Thought he
dude.
was.
Don't defame us,
Yeah, maybe not.
motherfucker.
Scientology, motherfucker. Anyways,
Say
yeah.
one more time.
He's good, bro. Samuel is good. No, I think the main ones are Travolta, right? Travolta, and maybe that makes sense because they are homies.
I don't know.
How
They
it
just
goes.
grabbed everyone from Pulp Fiction and
Cruise
just fucking.
seems to like the Cruise one still doesn't really make sense.
Other than
He's also a
just
good actor.
Well, I think they just put him to level 15. I think they speed run him to the top, and then he's probably on some power trip shit. That's how I remember Going Clear kind of talked about it, where she even said like she had to like dig her way through the ranks, and like Tom's up there, so like I think he just was VP and did what the fuck he wanted, I don't even know if like I don't quote me because I haven't seen the movie in a long time, but I think she even talked about him not spending as much as others because he's already like they just used him as the guy, They're like, oh, that's our marketing.
He's a recruiter.
Yeah, that's our marketing. Little 5'3" Tommy.
Yeah, little Tom,
Little Tom, the Scientologist.
little Thomas.
what do you know what the name of that? The skateboard Scientology?
I don't. I'll have to find it, but it was fantastic.
Is it mostly about Scientology or the brand?
It's barely about the brand, but
mostly about
it's all about
Scientology.
what he did with. Oh, I guess it is about the brand, but the whole through line is about the Scientology and what it did when he started getting all this money and all this fame from the channel, and then his whole collapse because of the Scientology.
Does he take interviews or
It's
no?
kind of like an Icarus vibe, where it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
not really, but like also.
Yeah. Does he take interviews in it or no?
No, hell no.
Oh, because he's
not even in it.
He's still wrapped up.
Yeah, this is made by a third party. Someone else made this.
It's made by his brother.
Yeah.
Scientology is a weird one, and again, I don't know a ton. I've only seen a couple docs because I've seen a couple others, but it seems like it's not that family oriented because it's so crazy. Like if I go in, it's not like your homie's just going with you. Where other religions just tend to be like that. Your whole family's Catholic, your whole family's Jewish.
Yeah.
Whatever.
No, a lot of people they get separated from their family
Right.
because of it. Yeah.
Which just is like clear cult sign,
Yeah.
right? Like,
You got to sever all ties
Yeah.
essentially.
no, it is interesting in Going Clear because they talk about like his fucking like the truth machine or some shit. Like
Yeah.
it's basically like a Catholic confession, except you're on this machine or something.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
all. Yeah.
This machine's like reading your pulse.
It's like the electric machine that you do at like the county fair. Remember, you
That's-
like, touch
yeah.
it and like you like,
That's
how
what it
many
looks
volts,
like.
How many volts can you handle?
They do that, right? And then they're like saying words or something. You gotta like confess or some shit. Like you tell them.
you have a high. You have
Yeah.
a high frequency.
He has an aura meter or something.
Yeah, it is. It's an aura meter.
Uh,
Off the charts.
How Scientology destroyed a popular skateboarding channel is a YouTube video.
Yes, it's on YouTube. I watched it on YouTube.
But it's done pretty good.
Yeah, it was done really good. How long is it? How many views?
That's what she said. It was a question. It's over 4 million views.
Oh,
That's probably the one
That's
then.
probably, yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
What's the thumbnail?
Tommy,
I don't know.
Tom Cruise doing a kickflip,
Yeah.
I'm getting so much.
hitting a 50-50.
Yeah.
Did it look like that?
Is that
I'm
him?
pretty sure. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's got to be it. Yep, that's the
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, I don't know if I've heard of Braille. Maybe if I saw the logo.
So he started out by he started like the tutorial how to kickflip like on YouTube. He was like he got on YouTube like when it first launched.
Dope. That's smart.
So he was an OG YouTuber, and he was like OG tutorial on YouTube.
Then he did
guy,
a brand.
and then he did a brand, and then they started that series like Will It Skate, and then like they would make skateboard. They'd put skateboard wheels like on a fucking water bottle and try and do a kickflip.
Very
and then
YouTube.
that shit was
That's smart.
Yeah, and then they blew the fuck up.
Who's the other one? Donut Operator? Is it Donut Operator?
Donut Media?
No, I think it's Donut Operator. He's like a military cat, and so he kind of does content like that, but then he mostly vlogs, but he's a skater, and so he just opened a skate shop with all like his YouTube money.
Oh yeah, they opened up like a full-on like fun fact, like a fantasy
that's
factory, and they had like all the shit, and then there was other guys that were on payroll that would do the skits and the videos, and they'd place, they would do a surfboard. They turn a surfboard into a skateboard and try and do a kickflip.
I've probably seen clips.
Yeah, I'm sure you've seen it. Yeah, a million times.
I do. Colts do interest me pretty good.
I mean, they got videos with like 20 million views. You know what I mean? It was fucking huge.
This is kind of interesting. There are two YouTube videos on the same topic. One from a year ago is called Aaron Cairo and the Rise and Fall of Braille Skateboarding's
I think
YouTube
that's the
channel.
one I saw.
And then the more recent one, it only has 335,000 views. The more recent one has 4 million views. So this is a question. I'm down to
I think I watched the Rise and Fall one. That one sounds like the one I watched.
We can Google too, or like see which one's
I'll
better.
take a peek at it, and I'll be able to tell which one I watched.
Which one you watched, and see. We'll figure out which one's the right length for us. But
Psychology and sports, man.
But yeah, no, I agree that there's. But this is like true of people who just get into dieting, or just to get into exercise, or just to get into a sport or another or whatever. As an adult, they turn it into their religion.
Yeah. The identity.
And in the same way that the people who get into religion turn it into religion.
Yeah, we made fun of powerlifters the same way, but it's not as heavy. But early CrossFit, right? Like the joke, like can't be around. How do you know you're around a CrossFitter? Like, oh, he mentions it in the first 10 seconds or whatever.
Yeah.
Everyone says about carnivore, vegans.
How do you know a powerlifter? Oh, these probably gay.
And some of that is just like, yeah, true. Some of that's just people just like not spending time alone, like zero self-awareness. Because because if you have to like attach your identity so tight to something, and I understand it, man. Like, yeah, like I played basketball for 16 years every single day. That's still part of what I love and still a part of me. But like, I don't have to have it in my Instagram bio. I don't have to have my stats up on my story. Like, I don't have to be insulted when, Sebastian says he likes baseball better than basketball.
Went 9 for 12 at the park today on threes.
Yeah.
And then you put it in your IG handle.
Yeah, it's just so weird.
Mr. 9 for 12.
But that's literally how people do it.
73% from 3.
And that's how they do it. And then they go on like missions to recruit basketball players. They go on missions to recruit, like especially in our day, like how the battle between CrossFit, weightlifting, powerlifting, and strongman, there's like a legitimate like civil war. They hated each other.
Yeah.
For a second there, like they were literally talk shit on each other. Like, and they were like dead serious. I'm like, dude.
It was weird.
That's like you guys are all bums.
That's why Kevin Keels is so cool.
It was cool
because we would have all those going on at the same time.
Yeah, and
we kind of brought that together. I feel like at least around here.
No, for sure. And eventually they all got along and whatever. Yeah. And here was always cool. Like we've always been friends with Ben and the weightlifting side.
Yeah.
Because you one person try to go do the other person's sport and you're gonna suck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just going to happen. Like, even strongman. Like, a lot of times, strongman sucked at benching. Powerlifters will whoop that ass, or squatting even. Squatting seems to be a little bit more popular in strongman now, but the same thing. Like, yeah, weightlifters squat a lot, but, like, you come and deadlift with us, you're done. And then a powerlifter go try to do anything overhead, they're done. It's just weird. It's just a weird identity. And it's just becoming more and more apparent in America for anything. Politics is the same way. They're raising their fucking party like it's their fucking team flag that they. Even that, you could argue is weird, but like at least it's like more innocent when your dad went to University of Georgia, you played football there. Like, all right, man, we're a fucking Bulldogs team.
Well, if you're making politics like your identity, like
that's everyone.
You're a fucking loser.
But that's fucking everyone, dude. And they won't make friends. They won't do this. Like, and even the sports. At least the sports is like semi-friendly, like no one's really going to kick out their cousin if they're a Florida fan and you're a Georgia fan.
Well, we can say that because we're in California.
Maybe,
like
but I grew up
other
in
cities, other states.
But that's my whole family.
Dude, if I grew up in like Ohio or something, dude, I would be probably super into it, knowing myself.
No, but
I love getting behind something.
No, but they're about it. Like so same thing. I think we were talking like so my whole family's Catholic. Most of them Italian, grew up in Ohio, and Ohio State, I mentioned this many times on the podcast, it is different. You drive through any suburb of Cleveland,
It's unavoidable.
I've driven through them all, and every house has a Browns, Indians, or a Buckeyes flag on their fucking porch. Every single fucking house.
Yeah.
Like, if you're stuck in traffic here, you might see one King sticker. You know, like
yeah,
you're
or
not
Golden
seeing,
State sticker
right?
or whatever.
Every single fucking house. But if you're Catholic and you grew up in the Midwest, you're also a Notre Dame fan. And we'll be watching Notre Dame play Ohio. And, you know, someone's going to joke, bicker, but it's not that real. But if we did that around the fucking debates, there's going to be a fight broken out. Like someone's going to, like, kick you out of the family.
Yeah.
You know? Or if you do that about...
Thanksgivings, you know.
Right? Or a carnivore vegan party. Like, they're literally going to fight. They're literally going to fight.
I'm still waiting on, what is it, 2025? I'm still waiting on the lifetime vegan, like, top of the class athlete. Where is it? They should be alive by now. They should be, like, in their early 20s.
That was Game
mid-20s.
Changer, right? You get boners and play in the NFL when you eat veggie burritos. It was a study live on the... You did that one with us, too, didn't you?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
They literally, like, put the girth, like, condom measurement tool on these college players, which is fucking... You don't remember that? So they had these college kids, talk about vegan propaganda. They have these college kids literally put on, like, it looked like a dick ring. And not that I would know what that looks like.
I remember that.
And it had a sensor that measured how
Dick ring was the your
how
I remember
girthy
that
would
now.
get, how girthy he would get. And they had them eat a steak burrito one night and then measured their morning wood. And then the next day they had a veggie burrito at dinner and measured their morning wood. And your dick was, they said some crazy number, 30% bigger and wider.
They put Viagra in the
zinc,
veggie burrito.
They just dusted it all in
Yeah,
zinc.
with cilantro that cleans the detox.
Yep.
All I can tell you about cilantro that I've learned recently is chop up the stems and include them.
Oh, yeah, I
that's-
always do that.
yeah, that's where the flavor is.
I thought everybody did that.
No. Mm-mm.
Oh.
The soap flavor.
Yeah.
Only for some.
Yeah, only for some. That's a genetic thing.
Yeah. This girl that worked with us, Caitlin, she hated cilantro because she had that. It's like, this tastes like dial.
That's
I'm like,
so
what?
funny.
Yeah,
It's
well-
delicious.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
one of my sons has that.
That's asparagus too, right? Asparagus, everyone's pee smells, but only some people smell it.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
I eat asparagus. My next piss is reeks.
Yeah, it's just your it's just your nose. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not coming out of the urine?
No, it is.
It is. It is.
But it comes out of everyone's urine,
Got
but
it.
only some noses detect it, which is crazy.
Oh, that's weird.
So if we found someone without that and they smelt your pee, they think your piss would be great.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's crazy.
using it just
That's
off
some
of their
Matrix
skin.
stuff. That's unplugged from the
That's
Matrix
weird.
stuff.
Yeah, I
Yeah, it's
don't
a little
like-
bit of a mind rattle.
I don't like that.
That's a little bit of a mind rattle. I thought
So
your
if
pee.
I'm peeing in public, only I can smell my asparagus.
Well, other asparagus
No,
are
other-
good.
Yeah, other people.
The other people that are able.
I
to
don't know
smell.
what the percent is, but there is a chance you're in a public urinal and no one else smells your crazy piss but you.
There
unless
could be a
I'm unless
possibility.
I'm there and I'm for sure smelling.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a chance. But I swear my
weird.
genetics changed because I heard that as a kid and I never smelt it, and then now I smell it.
Ooh.
Yeah,
That's one of those, like,
mutated.
weird
maybe it's epigenetics.
It's one of those weird perception.
I had so much
things.
asparagus in my life, I just changed my schnoz.
So yours doesn't smell anymore.
No, now it does. Before it didn't.
Oh, got it. Got
Yeah,
it.
as a kid, I always heard that, like joke or whatever. You
I
know?
love asparagus, man. Especially like grilled or like
Yeah, it's
put in
good.
the oven with
Yeah, a
some,
little
like,
olive oil, salt.
crispy.
Yeah, asparagus is a good go-to.
Over. Game over.
Little mini palm
One of the few
trees.
vegetables I eat.
Well, speaking of vegetables, what are the positives that came out of this thing? Like, what things could we agree with?
Don't eat so much sugar.
Yeah, America's consumption of
Processed
sugar is
sugar.
probably high. Processed anything's probably high.
Yeah.
Additives are probably high.
All the shit that everybody knows already.
Yeah.
The thing about processed foods, it isn't so much what they're made of; it's how tasty they are. It's how palatable they are.
Yeah,
They-
they're probably a
made to
combo.
So people
Indulge, yeah.
overeat them. I don't know that there's any like food ingredient thing that's such a problem. Really.
To me, it's a priority list. I think there probably is a lot of stuff in there that's not good, but that's like top of the pyramid for America's problems, right? So if you're eating enough, like proper amounts, if you're drinking enough water, if you're sleeping enough, and you're training enough, now we can look at the top of the pyramid and like, all right, should I have XYZ ingredient, red 40 in my soda? Probably not.
That's another thing I
But for
agree with.
America, where everyone's fat as shit, sits on the couch, doesn't lift weights, doesn't drink water, doesn't eat protein, doesn't eat fiber. Like, yeah, we don't got to worry about red 7 because people. That's the joke all the time too, right? Where a meathead or somebody, it happens to me all the time. Go out to eat with some homies, and I have a diet soda and a fucking really well balanced meal, and they're talking shit on my diet soda. that night they went out and did cocaine and beer,
Right.
and they're having pizza and whatever, but it's my diet soda, right?
That's
so
the problem.
to me, like, I think the additives and stuff probably are an issue, but that's a battle for someone who's already got their shit together, right? That's the same thing people talking about Bitcoin and investing and all that. Like, you got to, you got to stop spending money on sneakers every day.
Yeah.
Like, let's not buy the new Supreme every day.
Don't worry about when I'm putting my money into meme coins when you're just buying shoes that are worthless.
Right. Or the cigarette talk's the same thing. Whatever. Yeah, you're worried about your budget, but you're buying a $30 coffee every day. You're like, well, we gotta finance this first, then we can go worry about how to make that money work better.
I'm broke. Well, didn't you just come back from Hawaii?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. How many vacays have you taken in a year, and then you're gonna,
And it's also the dose makes the poison
For sure.
additives and stuff.
moderation.
For sure.
It's like
And their very generic take on, hey, sleep is important.
yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, weird. Okay, yeah, I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
and there's a whole thing in the end about self-love that doesn't talk about masturbation at all. So I was disappointed.
That's the cure for restless leg syndrome.
Jerking off.
Yeah.
What are you, a doctor now?
Well, some say.
some say.
No, but if you have, it's very well documented and prescribed as like a.
Well, then
treatment.
how is that illegal?
What do you mean?
Well, not masturbating, but why can't I get a little help, assistance, medical assistance?
Oh.
Oh, like a massage parlor.
Or
I got.
It seems good if you got restless leg syndrome. What was another documentary we saw? Maybe it was a podcast I read or was watching, and it was a PhD, and who knows, right? Because white coat bias is crazy, but I'm pretty sure it was a Stanford, maybe biologist. I don't know. But they read the legal term of like doctor prescription, and we obviously think a prescription is pills.
Yeah.
But like in the legal term, there's nothing like that. So like hypothetically, I'm joking about the jerking off, but they could write that.
Well,
Or they could write gym memberships.
Yeah.
And charge anybody, but they don't do that. They could probably, if you had a good doctor that actually cared about you, could write you like a prescription for like a new mattress to help you sleep better, because that probably would solve half the world's issue, right? And that has a lot to do with ghrelin,
back pain,
right? Back pain, appetite. You sleep less than you're supposed to sleep, and your ghrelin is through the roof, and you're gonna make bad decisions, and everyone knows that. And that's the evil circle of alcohol. You're up late, drunk, making bad decisions, eating pizza. Then you didn't sleep enough. Now you're hungover, malnourished, dehydrated. You're gonna make bad food decisions.
Body's craving bad stuff again.
Right, because you just have your inhibition is gone, so you're gonna make worse decisions when you're hungover and tired, or even take the alcohol out of it. You're just tired day after day after day after day. So I wonder if that will become more of a conversation too, or maybe they write some. Yeah, the gym membership one just seems like a no-brainer, and I know some insurances cover that or whatever.
Yeah,
but
people can in some places pay out of their HSA or FSA or whatever.
But that's not that common either, right? Because if we're talking about how many people are obese in America versus how many people even have access to that kind of stuff, that's a whole nother problem.
Yeah, I mean that's an opt-in or an opt-out kind of situation. It's very difficult to figure out what your medical expenses are going to be for a particular year, so that you can cover it with those pre-tax dollars. That's probably a big thing that keeps people from doing it, is like not knowing, because I don't know how it currently stands, but like you were like losing that money if you weren't spending it
Right.
for a while.
Well, that's my
there.
point, because like someone like me who doesn't need a bunch of pills, but I'll take $100 a month at a gym membership.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if they want, right? Or if they want to pay a better mattress or a treadmill, like why can't you just prescribe a motherfucker a treadmill?
Yeah.
Right? Everyone else is getting tens of $1,000s worth of insulin because they ate themselves sick, and I eat myself healthy, and then I get no bennies.
It's not a level playing field for sure.
Don't let me forget to talk to you guys about my father-in-law's. They need a place for like their people to go for a gym. Don't let me forget about that.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
And it's like something crazy like Caltrans or some shit like that.
Yeah.
It's something. Yeah. Let me forget.
We won't.
Might financially benefit you, so don't forget.
Oh.
I'll sell them on
Let's
veganism.
stop the podcast now and talk about that.
I'll sell them on veganism, big guy.
And I think it's downtown here, so
sick.
it makes sense.
Nice.
Anyways,
Hey, vote for Dom Bay for CalPERS, by the way. Did you see that?
No.
Dom Bay, a good friend of the show, Dan's older brother, is running for CalPERS.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm all for it.
He's the best looking of that set of brothers.
Catch it strays, poor Dan.
did you guys see that thing about the Ozempic? Did we talk about that on here? I might have talked to Danny about it like on our podcast, but so the big, food industry, what they're doing right now is they're developing new
foods to fight Ozempic.
Yes,
love that.
So like let's say Kellogg's is basically putting in chemicals that will bypass the effects of Ozempic, so that people will still crave their foods that are taking Ozempic.
Yeah, smart.
Yeah, so that's like a big thing that's happening right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got basically people in the lab.
That's where
shit.
again, like the pyramid of the top being additives leaks into stuff like that, right? Like the other red flag of the show was MSG.
Yeah.
They were fucking hated MSG. And I think that's
a fully racist-driven thing. Literally.
No, I think science has caught up, and like MSG is like, maybe like minorly addictive, but like we can't like demonize everything that's minorly addictive.
The only thing about MSG.
Look at the history of the MSG.
No, I've
it was
heard.
all racially motivated.
Yeah, because it's only on fucking Panda Express and fucking.
It was all like an attack on. If you look at the guy, it's a weird story.
I grew up with MSG, and then it became like a bad thing. Yeah. And now it's hard to find. But like when we were in St. Lucia, man, the kitchen was fucking stocked with it, man. Yeah.
No, I think
it was amazing.
No, I think studies have caught up.
Synthetic salt, right?
Yeah, I think
the only issue is like if you have salt sensitive hypertension, then it's going to be a problem.
Having any of that, then.
Yeah,
no salt,
right? Yeah, you shouldn't be. Yeah, why are we in line? That goes back to who's getting health insurance and why. You're already diabetic, high cholesterol, and you're getting free Panda Express, and I'm over here, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
No, I think studies have caught up that MSG is not nearly as bad. And same with salt. They demonize salt decently in this. Not a ton of times, but they mention it.
Salt's in a weird place right now, right? Like it's super hated on, but like it's very hated on. Yeah. Or it's like highly encouraged, like with these hydration drinks. They're just all sodium drinks, right? Like
obviously depends on who you're talking to. Not in terms of who you're talking to, what they believe, but the dose depends on the client, right? And so, like, salt if you're sweating all day or whatever. But the bigger issue is, or not the bigger issue, but it's the balance of it all, right? So, yes, sodium's great and whatever, but if you're only getting sodium from your fried chicken and you're not drinking water, we may come into issues. But if you're just drinking some fucking water, and again, you're moving your body, I even just like put it on my Instagram story, like just being a dickhead minorly, just like, look, man, you lift weights for a couple decades. You chug fucking water, you eat a vegetable a day, and you sleep a lot, you're probably going to get all this anti-aging you need. You know, like that's all the secret sauce we have. But if you're missing one of those pieces, it really can throw everything off, right? If you're fucking up the sleep, if you're not drinking your water, now that fried food and salt's going to fuck you up more. And then obviously in the dose. Yeah, you're eating fried food every single fucking day. All you get is mayonnaise bologna sandwiches, you know, in your thing with a Lay's chips, like
they also kind of demonize like barbecue, right? Because of the carcinogens,
and that like is a thing too, but it's just not as much.
It's like no one died from a healthy lifestyle because they ate barbecue.
No, actually, that popped.
You know what I mean? Like that's not what's happening.
No, your argument's so good because it's even better. They always pull the ancestor card. Yeah. Right. So the whole thing starts with your ancestors could only eat what there was available in your area. They could only eat certain times of the year because of snow, blah, 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 blah. And then they demonize barbecue. How were my ancestors cooking?
Cooking the food,
They had a stove. They had an iron stove and a fucking. It had to be on an open fucking flame that had carcinogens like a motherfucker. And then also, like, we don't have the data and doctors of cavemen. We don't know what the fuck they had. Yeah. They could have had cancer up the wazoo for all we know. Like, what the fuck do we know?
Well, and the life expectancy. I mean,
it's now if you're doing alcohol, drugs.
Right.
Fast food, fried food, barbecue, that's probably not a good idea.
Well, if fried chicken and pizza are your appetizer for your ribeye on the carcinogenic barbecue, But if you're having a fucking asparagus fucking salad with your ribeye on the barbecue 3 times a week,
and you're working out,
you're probably in a good spot.
You're hydrating, you're working out, you're eating vegetables. Yeah. That's not bad for you.
But these guys want me to chew on cilantro while I fucking drive to work.
Yeah. We need to do a study on cilantro and the demographic that eats it, and then the cancer rate in that community, and see like if it's less or not.
Yeah.
That'd be a great study. Like let's take the Hispanic community, for example. Let's see, because we can all agree they probably have a high cilantro intake. And I want to see their cancer compared to everybody else.
Right. Yeah, there's just so many factors everywhere. And they just, again, like majoring in the minors. This whole documentary is just majoring in the minors.
Or white suburban people, too, because, you got a lot of cilantro.
Yeah. I swear they mentioned basil and cilantro like it was fucking God's gift.
I mean, they're
Fuck
great,
basil.
but
Yeah, they're fine. They're fine.
But I don't have any high expectations for them, like changing my body chemistry or
No, there's always
eliminating
something.
my potential
Make
cancers.
a
or,
taco taste fucking good though.
There's always something they do though, because like broccoli sprouts had a run where they're just fixing everything. You just fucking take a shake or put broccoli sprouts in your meal, and you're just fucking healthy. You know, and like, dude,
I love some broccoli though.
well, like the truth is, with like the human body, it's probably not what we're gonna add in to fix this. It's probably what we're gonna take out.
Yeah.
You know, like the more you take out, the probably healthier you'll be, rather than the more you add in.
I think it's so funny, man. It's this shit is so fucking simple.
I know.
But it's the most over analyzed thing on the planet. It's like, okay, eat good, sleep good, with a balanced diet, and move around more than you don't.
Yep.
And that's all you got to do, man.
Yeah, even this they do. Like they find a way to wrap up like veganism or whatever they're doing into like a perfect pill, because people do want the easy route, and I understand they want the easy route.
Yeah.
But the same psychology they're using is the same as carnivores using. Like, oh, it's easy when you just throw out all veggies. Like, and they're saying it's easy when you just throw out everything but fucking basil. You know, like it's the same argument. It's the same psychological argument. And like obviously none of that, because the truth is like a variety of foods is probably good. You know, like, yeah, the fried food probably doesn't have a ton of place in there, a lot of benefit, but like it's not going to kill you if it's twice a month. Yeah. You know, it's just that percentage.
Only the fringe sells, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Yeah, you can't sell the movie on balance.
You can't sell. You should probably just, portion control and eat a balanced diet. You can't sell that.
That's literally when I said, like, walk a bunch, lift weights, eat a vegetable in my story. I said, pay me $15,000 for the advice, because you can't.
You can't.
But if I came up with this crazy story on this crazy supplement list, and which literally online coaches do very commonly when you buy their program, they shuttle you a fucking huge list of supplements you got to take. Now you have like a secret sauce.
Yep.
You know? Yeah, it's trash. And that's just the industry. Like, I forgot what the stats or the psych or the list is, but there's like 3 things that are just super easy to sell to humans. And it's like how to make money, how to look good, and then like, how to like attract a partner or something. And those are just like the pain points of every human on Earth.
How to summon a mate.
Yeah, the pheromones. Remember, even when we were like college and shit, people were like selling pheromones and shit.
Oh my
there was like
God,
weird things like that, like a pheromone cologne.
Yeah, you wear like horse's dick. And
and then every chick wants you at the party.
Yeah.
There was like shit like that everywhere, and of course dudes bought it because they thought.
And they walked in the party, and all the dudes started kissing on them.
Yeah.
Like, wait a second, this is even better.
A horse bent me over.
This is a pleasant surprise.
Oh, they didn't mention this benefit. It's getting fucking donkey ridden in Mexico.
Dude,
you're sick. You're a sick bastard. You know. You put that in my head.
Yeah, I don't. Never mind. I was gonna go somewhere. But not.
You're sick, bro.
All right. Well, things that this put in our head is just how time has passed and things haven't changed about what the people want to believe.
No, because who's fucking vegan now? Fucking live till 300 boy.
Yeah, who uses Viagra? That just came out.
And
I saw that. It was funny.
No, I
part
don't.
of the 30 pills a day regimen.
No, he started. I told you, and I don't think. Although our phones are obviously listening, I don't think it's because of that. I think he got a huge jump in popularity from that movie that was again mediocre. Because he's been all over my Twitter arguing and talking, and Cialis this and Cialis that.
Oh, like its benefits for like vasodilation.
Yeah, which is like I have heard that too, right? Like
that's what it was originally made
like
for.
Arteries and stuff, right?
Yeah,
right. Yeah, blood clots and shit like that. And there probably is something. And same with like the Advil's gone back and forth, right? Like they used to have people with heart conditions taking low doses a day, and now they're questioning it or whatever. But
aspirin, but
yeah.
They say that it doesn't make any difference.
Yeah,
if you haven't had a stroke, it doesn't make a difference.
But that
I
was
used to take it all the time when they said
like a baby aspirin.
Yeah, everybody should take it.
Small
and
dose.
Like, oh, well. All right. Let's rate this thing, and the. I would say the principal image, other than that blonde woman's beehive hairdo, for me has to be the wheelbarrow full of sugar cubes. Yeah. So, from 1 to 5 wheelbarrows full of sugar cubes.
Fuck, man. It wasn't the worst, because we've watched, again, a lot of shitters lately. I don't know why you can't make a good documentary. Like, again, I know it's easy for me to do it from my armchair at home, but I know there's better ways to make documentaries right now, and just no one in our industry does it. You know, because every other industry I watch sick ones. Scientology's a sick one. Fucking Planet Earth will blow your brains out. You know, like there's ways to make really dope documentaries. It's just forever. Maybe there's just idiots running fitness documentaries. Out of 5 sugars, yeah, like a 1.9. You know, I really did feel like I just got hired to the almond factory or the basil factory, and they sat me down and said, "Hey, this is what we believe in.
Big basil.
Big basil.
This is what we believe in. Learn this, preach this, walk.
Big chlorophyll.
It was like an orientation video, like an on-ramping video.
Like walk with this, my vegetable brother. You know, like that's what it felt like. Yeah. Spread our.
It
message.
was like remember back in the day the Bible vegetables.
Yeah.
Back in the day, remember that? Do you remember that?
No, you might be too young.
It's like a cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, VeggieTales.
VeggieTales. Yeah, dude, this was VeggieTales.
No, this was literally VeggieTales with fake doctors.
Yes.
Yeah. It felt like that, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm all for vegetables. I think people should eat more vegetables.
Yeah, I don't eat enough. I've been working in like
going.
a super greens salad. Every lunch right now I'm doing a lot of chicken and
That's what I
super
do.
greens because I wasn't eating enough vegetables. Not because of the carbs really. It's more just like, I'm like tightening things up a little bit, but like for summer. But I needed to get more greens in.
Yeah.
What I'm getting at.
Yeah. I fucking slam them. I think
I was
they're
just
wonderful.
too lazy to make them. Honestly, man, it takes
that's
too
why-
long.
that's
It's
why
easy to
you-
throw in the rice cooker, cook some meat, and boom, done.
That's why you do lazy ways. Like I add a bunch of kimchi.
Yeah, I've been doing the kimchi.
Or I'll do a
You
big,
put me on the kimchi.
Yeah, or super salad
I
with
saw you
a
eating
bunch of
that one
protein.
time, and then I
Yeah.
bought some, and then I've been eating it since.
Yeah, it's just so easy. And even the frozen shit. I used to just do a big old bag of frozen mixed, and you just dump that with your ground beef because it cooks in a minute. Like there are ways. And yeah, they're not the most delicious. I'd much rather have pizza, but it's fine.
For sure. And you still can have pizza, just not every day.
Yeah, not with my diet soda of fatness and aspartame brain.
Yeah, aspartame brain. Yeah, I'll give it 1.5. I mean, I didn't really. I feel like I walked away like learning less than I knew before.
Like it sucked
It made
information
you
out of my
dumber.
brain.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
That's all these nutrition guys, though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is there a good nutrition documentary? I feel like there's not.
Well,
Game Changers was made better.
It definitely made better,
Yeah.
but not like from an information standpoint.
No, I don't know.
They
That's
all
the
have
one
to
that-
have a point of view
No,
that we
that's
want
selling
doesn't-
something.
The one that we want, no one would watch.
That's why I said podcasts. Like DeAgostino debates Lane Norton on Rogan. Like that's a good episode because you get like the kind of keto carnivore guy who's actually an educated one who does the studies, and then you have Lane who's like the balanced main pop guy, and they're kind of buddies. You know,
Lane's the only guy kind of holding down.
Mike Israetel.
the what's the word? Like the real shit.
Yeah,
I mean,
giving
like
it to you real.
He's like, it's like no,
Giving it
it's,
to
it's
you
neither
raw.
of this. It's what is
Yeah.
it? The middle ground, I
Yeah.
guess. Somehow he's made the middle ground edgy.
Yeah, no, those two, and that's who you need to make the documentary with, right? The Eric Helms and the guys who can speak well, like going to the beginning of this, who can speak well, can kind of capture an audience, explain things well on a complicated level because they are the guys studying, you know, the molecules and the actual shits. But they'll just probably never do it.
Yeah, we should do it, and we'll call it the only nutrition documentary that's worth a shit.
Yeah.
That'd be a great title. That'd be a great book. Just have ChatGPT write the whole thing too.
All
Who
right.
knows? ChatGPT might be more skewed by shit like this.
Man, it depends. Yeah, you gotta
Right?
go
Because
to-
it
you
just
gotta go to
gathers
Musk's.
data and like shoves it down. Yeah.
You gotta use Musk's
Musk's just
ChatGPT.
eating. He's just eating cilantro all day.
Doesn't he have his own ChatGPT now on?
Yeah, Grok.
Yeah.
Grok. Yeah. Right.
Big
Anyways.
cilantro. We're just fighting big cilantro.
The Battle of Big Cilantro.
For me, this is one, and I think maybe half the sugar cubes are stevia or something.
Yeah.
It was
Stevia's getting hated on now.
It is. It
Oh,
was
God.
not. It was not good.
It's-
it was
it's
poorly
pretty-
constructed. It was just not good. And the thing that boggles my mind is so many people liked it and said so many positive reviews and whatever.
Yes.
Which is the only reason
Yeah.
because
What
we
was
were
the last
talking about
review made on that
It's got
documentary?
and it's got to be paid for. All that shit's got to be paid for.
how we came to this one was the last time we can't do any more bodybuilding documentaries at least for a while because they suck. And Dean says, what about nutrition? We could go back and do a nutrition thing. And I was looking like best nutrition documentaries. And this is fucking top of the list.
Wow.
And it's like, how is that the case? Because it's terrible.
Maybe it's just like one of those things. It's like age, algorithm, hits.
I guess,
paid
man.
hits. You know, like sometimes you can't trust those curated. A lot of those pages, you
Yeah,
know,
they're
like the
like-
ranking pages, they get all paid for and curated, and it's all
Yeah.
SEO shit.
Well, I mean, like a documentary has what? Like I'm making it up, but let's say because this one wasn't huge. Let's say it has 30 people work on it. You should have them 30 review it. You got 30 really good reviews right there.
Yeah. Probably so.
And you don't know who Johnny was in special effects. You know.
I would love my $4 back. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sucked.
Whatever. It is what it is. Where can people find you, Dean?
Yeah, it's at Caffeine and Kilos and at DeanStores.ck.
And it's your local Scientology temple.
Come
Standing
see
outside
me downtown,
Yeah.
Doco.
He's standing outside the window watching the videos.
He's
through the
doing
window.
free
Come
aura.
test your aura.
Yeah, aura electric readings.
Come test your aura.
Electrode probes.
Let's see that Riz.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, new episodes every Wednesday. I'm Saul Mike. Where you want to find me? 3rd Street Barbell, Sacramento, California.
Steve Bass.
I'm Sebastian _Brambila on IG.
I am at the Jim McDonald. So social media, this show is 50% facts, where a percent is a word and 50 is just numbers. 50% facts. This is Spreaker Prime Podcast in association with iHeartMedia on the Obscure Celebrity Network. And we're probably going to talk about Scientology next time. Talk about getting out of our life.